Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer, 11 Texas police officers in critical condition. 3 others also recovering after a shooting that left a SWAT commander dead at a home where a standoff ended late last night.
We were able to, between the Lubbock Police Department and the Sheriff's Office, deploy our robots.
Lubbock County Sheriff Kelly Rose says one found the suspected gunman, deployed gas that helped apprehend him. A journalist has been killed in Afghanistan. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
The Dave news agency Reuters says one of its photographers has been killed while covering a battle between Afghan security forces and Taliban militants. Danish Siddiqui was a Pulitzer Prize winner. He'd been travelling with Afghan special forces in the southern province of Kandahar when both he and a senior Afghan officer were killed reportedly in Taliban crossfire. Reuters calls Siddiqui an outstanding journalist and a devoted husband and father. Dave?
Simon, of course, U.S. troops keep leaving Afghanistan. The withdrawal will be done by next month. The jury in Maryland has rejected an insanity defense for the man who admitted to a 2018 shooting spree at the Capital Gazette newspaper, killing 5 people. Jared Ramos now faces life in prison. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. Off to a pretty quiet start out on the roads. All of our overnight construction on and around I-75 is cleared. Everything open out near Corkscrew Road again this morning. 75 itself running up to speed all across Southwest Florida. Definitely seeing a little more volume starting to build early on. Heading on McGregor Boulevard toward Punta Rasa right now and approaching the Sanibel Causeway. Should either way take you 4 minutes on and off the island right now. Heading out on the Cape Coral and Midpoint Bridge at about a 2 to 3 minute drive in each direction, and even faster heading across the Edison and Caloosahatchee bridges in and out of downtown Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight, with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon, with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more, because it's hard to stop a train.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America. NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. For 30 years, we have been offering the best warranties in the industry. Remember, D.R. Martineau Roofing. Integrity, knowledge, service. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Daily Harvest delivers delicious food, all built on organic fruits and vegetables right to your front door. Get started today at dailyharvest.com/radio.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda, CIGFlorida.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, it is Jake Day. It's Friday. It is finally upon us. Did this week feel like it just flew by, or was it dragging like some people's breath that I ran into? I shouldn't say that. That's really bad. Right? Isn't that the term, dragon breath? Like if you're trying to be polite. Well, okay, that's not really. It's
not very nice.
No, it's not very nice. But anyway, sorry about that. That was kind of rude. Hey, hi.
Good morning.
All right. Good morning. All right. Coming up, let's see. Does the administration really think that communism is a bad thing? Did we finally have this revelation yesterday? Oh, look at this. It seems like public opinion is swinging the wrong way. Hey, communism is bad. You know that moment when you have time to tell the truth right out of the gate. The minute somebody asks you a question about something, and did you? Why is it that you forgot to, did you forget to plug in the vacuum cleaner? And I was asked to vacuum the floor in the house. And then I asked my son, and he says, no, I always plug it in. And then he does that for a whole week. And then you come to find out that he actually forgot, but he didn't want to tell you. And because it seemed like he was going to get grounded because, you don't want to lie too many times. And then ultimately you tell the truth. Now, that's a bad example. That never happened in my house. It's almost like they've changed their mind on their thoughts on communism because people are like, hey, it's a bad thing. Can you admit that? Okay, so we'll get to that coming up. The president of the United States, Joe Biden, being Joe Biden, just doing what Joe's doing, which is pretty much not understanding or being aware of where he's standing at any given time. Yesterday, he was with Angela Merkel at the White House and had a couple of things to say. And so we'll get to some of that morning, Joe, and we'll see exactly what he said. And I will make the case also that I think the most powerful man in America and the one who's running the show is clearly now Bernie Sanders. It's Bernie Sanders or bust. It's Bernie or bust, everybody. That's what I'm starting to think right now.
Huge.
So we'll talk about that coming up, and I'll explain. If you missed our interview yesterday with Congressman Byron Donalds that we do each and every Thursday, that's coming up at 6:35. And also, I did talk to Trish Regan yesterday, and she promises me that today will be the day at 7:35 we'll have a conversation about the economy. And so Trish Regan, TrishIntel.com, and the Trish Regan Show, we will have her on to discuss. So that's on the way. All right, this was, there's so much to touch on this morning. The Sanders Democrats go for broke. It's Wall Street Journal opinion. Look, we're getting ready to spend a sick, stupid amount of money. It's the kind of thing that back in the day, I know there's a lot of going back in time today. You know, back in the day, there was a time when you would talk about debt and deficits and really care. I remember in 2012, there was a debt clock on the wall in Tampa where the GOP nominee for president, Mitt Romney, was standing on a stage and cheering, and we care about debts and deficits. Nope, those days are over. And the $4.1 trillion budget strategy is all about Bernie Sanders. He's the most powerful man in the country. Why do you think you haven't heard a whole lot of Bernie and from Bernieettes and Bernieites? Or what are they called? What would Bernie Sanders supporters are called? What? Feel the burners? Bernieites? I forget what they're called. Right? It hasn't been that long. A supporter of Bernie Sanders was called, come on now, does anybody know? 239-479-5592. Wasn't there an expression? Feel the Bernieites?
Feel the burn!
I don't know. What was it? Right? Jake's looking.
Bernie Bros.
The Bernie Bros? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
But what if you weren't? What if you're not a bro? Okay. Anyway, we want to be, gender inclusive here. We don't want to upset anybody. Gender fluid or. By the way, I heard a story yesterday about Hillary Baldwin, who's Alec Baldwin's wife. She calls herself Hilaria Baldwin. She's saying now she's culturally fluid because she faked this whole. She said she was born in Spain and then moved when she was 19 or something like this to Boston. When people in Boston were like, "Are you kidding me? She's lived here her whole life. What is she talking about?" And fake this whole Spanish
Culturally
accent.
fluid is what you're saying to me right now.
Right. Yeah, you can be gender fluid, culturally
I'm a dinosaur.
fluid. You're a dinosaur fluid?
I'm a dinosaur.
Which one are you? What?
I think today I'm a T-Rex because I got my arms in my hoodie and I don't have it all the way on.
You got little mini arms. Is that? That was a visual. Very good. You got your little mini arms in your hoodie. Okay. Listen, we're getting ready to spend an enormous amount of money. And I want to know that we have. Well, I guess Republicans talk a big talk. We're hearing things like, we're not doing this. It's too much money to spend. You've got Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin, who now hold the cards to the country, basically. I mean, a little montage of what was said yesterday about this.
So I want to see the pay-fors and make sure that whatever we do is going to be globally competitive.
They're either going to have to raise taxes enormously or add dangerously to the debt of the country. It's an unthinkable amount of money.
I'm not sure that the $3.5 trillion out there that they've got all of their frogs in the wheelbarrow to support it as well. So they've got
all their frogs in a wheelbarrow.
Got work to do, and we're going to continue our work.
They're going to need every Democrat to pass, because there's not a single Republican in the House or the Senate who's going to support this level of taxing and spending and regulations.
Yeah.
We're going to get this done. We are getting this done.
Yeah, they're getting it done. That's Biden and Chuck Schumer at the end. With a barrel full of frogs, a wheelbarrow full of frogs. So what are Republicans here? I guess this is my question. Wall Street Journal had this story in the opinion piece. Sanders Democrats go for broke. The price of Republicans losing those two Georgia Senate seats in January was always going to be steep. And late Tuesday, Democrats presented America with the bill, $4.1 trillion. That's how much in new taxes and spending Biden, Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi hope to ram through Congress with the narrowest majorities in decades. The Senate Democrats announced that they've agreed to a top-line budget resolution, $3.5 trillion. They pass it with 50 Democrats plus Kamala Harris to break the tie. That's in addition to the $600 billion that was agreed in, right? The bipartisan infrastructure framework. And the way they put it is, and this is why I'm saying Bernie Sanders is just sitting back, the most powerful man in the country, and he's loving what he's seeing, and it's a Bernie Sanders dream come true. It's like that's the third time we've done this. All right, I get it. Don't believe the spin that this is a compromise from the $6 trillion that Mr. Sanders floated some weeks ago. Think about this for a second. How many times are we going to do this? There's a couple of points I want to make. It is the oldest trick in the book, and it's constantly used by politicians, and somehow everybody falls for it every single time. Either they fall for it, or they don't have a problem with it, and it's this. Man, $6 trillion we got to spend. We're not spending $6 trillion. That's an outrage. How about 3.5? Now we're getting somewhere. No. We're not getting somewhere. It's exactly what they wanted the whole time. How many times have you done this in your own household? I've done this in my household. I really like this shirt. I think I'd like to spend some money on a shirt. I'm thinking $100. You're not spending $100 on a shirt. All right. How about I found one for $65. Okay, that's fine. You can spend $65. When the whole time I thought I wasn't going to be able to spend more than $5. They do have nice $5 t-shirts. I got to tell you something. There are some decent. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I don't get it. I don't know. The $5 t-shirt, a $40 t-shirt, is there really a difference?
Tomato.
What you just said. So politicians doing it again. Bernie did it, and man, everybody fell for it. That was a feint to make the final number appear more moderate. This would be the largest spending increase in U.S. history. No big deal. And a huge increase in the size and scope of government. Okay, whatever. It would lift federal spending as a share of GDP to more than 25% from the modern norm of 20 to 21. Democrats are going for broke, literally. Regulations, spending on everything that you can imagine, a flip in Medicare, about $300 billion of new Medicare spending, entitlements that we can't afford, but that we're told are needed. Every regulation and spending under the sun that you can think of that Bernie Sanders has talked about that will fundamentally change this country is in this. And I'm just trying to figure out what Republicans are willing to do to stop it. Now, Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema hold the future of the Republic in their hands. If they can just stay strong and stay away from this and realize how insane this is, then we may see the light of day. If they don't, do you think, and this is the important takeaway, and this has always frustrated me, once government does something, you can't undo it. The child tax credit. Did everybody get their little check? Did you notice a little bump in your bank account yesterday? Well, Jake, you're not going to see it. You don't have a child, do you? Right? The child tax credit. In other words, another way that we're going to get a redistribution of wealth in this country in order to get cash in your pocket. And people are like, whoa, look at this. I got 3 kids. I got $1,000 in my account. Well, that's sweet. Temporary until December. Do you think every month? Do you think it's going to go away? Do you think that it's ever going to be taken away? No. This is going to be cemented into law. This is going to be something that is not going to go away. It's going to grow. It's going to be here. It's going to be made permanent. All of the things that are in this $4.1 trillion bill here, this budget strategy, is never going to go away. Once those tentacles are in there and the abomination of things that Bernie Sanders wants that this country cannot afford and fundamentally transforming it, it's never going to go away. So I ask, if Republicans are serious about trying to get back the House and the Senate, keep the Senate and grow the Senate seats and get the House and have a Republican president, what are you going to do about this? Does this stay, or do you have enough guts and stones to say, you know what, if we have the House and the Senate and a presidency for 2 years, let's say 2024, we're getting rid of this now. All of this is going away. The stomping of the feet and the gnashing of the teeth and the media going after you. Sorry. This is the kind of thing that fundamentally transforms a country. And are you willing as a party to stand up and say, no, we're taking it out. We're going to pull it out by the roots. We're going to start in 22 to stop everything from happening that could make it any worse. And then once you get in there, in 2024 to stop this, to get rid of it, to take it out? And I think you know the answer. It's just amazing to me. It's frustrating. What's amazing to me is that Democrats will go to the wall and over the wall. They'll bust through the wall. They'll stop building a wall. See what I did there? It was kind of like yeah. They will do anything that they have to do to fundamentally transform the country, to break it all down, to destroy the constitutional republic, whether that is with CRT in our schools, academia, whether that's with budget-busting ideas that come right out of the communist playbook, right out of Bernie Sanders' playbook. It's what he does.
This is what you do.
All right. What do Republicans do? And I'm being serious about this. What do they do? Now, if you say, well, if you had President Trump and you look back before the pandemic and you see how the country was working and it's tangible to people, the difference between then and now and how people will see that, I get it. You're right. You are right. How many things that the president did do and wanted to do? But how many things did the president at the time want to do that the party was like, yeah, no, we're not fighting that fight? And as a matter of fact, behind the scenes was probably fighting against him all along. But fundamentally, that's the problem with the party, is that where this will be the one single thing that you can look at, point at, and say, if this were to happen, I'm talking about it's no longer just words, something written on a piece of paper. It is now legit that we are in deep, you could say a doo-doo.
Bowl of doggy doo.
Yep. And the only way to right the ship is to stop this. And if you can't stop it now, then you have to be willing to tear it out by the roots when you are in charge. Will they do it? They need to. I don't care how much screaming and yelling. You're going to take money out of the hands of families. These child tax credits, they need this money. They can't live without this money. Paying for free college, free community college, free. Do you know what's in this? I mean, free community college, free pre-K. Pre-K? What is pre-K? It's just babysitting. That's all pre-K is. It's just free babysitting for you. All of these different things. And then once they are there, etched in stone, pretty much, how would you be able to turn around and get rid of all of that? You can't. Unless you are willing to do some of the things that Republicans put a big talk up about. But man, once they get into power, you're going to make your move. All right, 239-479-5592. Hey, happy Friday. You got your child tax credit payment? All right. We'll get to that coming up. We'll get to the administration now spinning away from communism, really, and spinning right into taking away your First Amendment right. That's right, that freedom of speech, that First Amendment, those Bill of Rights, we're not really fans of those anyway. We kind of want to tear all this down and rebuild it. I mean, racism and all. Biden administration boasts about controlling discourse on Facebook. If the Trump administration, if Donald Trump even hinted at what this administration has been doing, you know what would be happening. It's an absolute outrage. All right, we'll talk about that coming up. Congressman Byron Donalds, if you missed the interview from yesterday, it's up next. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
When Blue Origin's spacecraft lifts off Tuesday with its first human crew, the first paying customer will be 18-year-old Oliver Damon, apparently a gift from his hedge fund father. The teen will join Jeff Bezos and others for the suborbital flight. The CEO of Morgan Stanley slams remote working. James Gorman said during an earnings call yesterday there's no substitute for working with and learning from colleagues. He has said staff will be back by Labor Day or possibly face a pay cut. Taiwan Semiconductor says it expects the chip shortage that's put a crimp in automaking to ease in the next few months, now that it's ramped up its production of auto chips. And a mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow rose 53 points. The Nasdaq lost 101. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Only New South offers true factory direct windows to you. Only New South has award-winning windows that are made and designed specifically for our Florida weather. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. These are high-performance, energy-efficient windows, and now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com or call for your factory direct pricing.
Call now, 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Hey, you got your shades on, Marty?
Shades on? What? For what?
Well, the huge savings at Victory Lane are sensational.
That's cute. Ha.
They got new Chevy Silverados with thousands off.
Yeah, look, I can do 1,000 off too, my friend.
I said thousands, plural with an S, Marty.
I know how to spell, all right?
What can you spell? Fowler and Winkler?
What's Fowler and Winkler got to do with it?
That's where Chevys cost less and people get sensational savings.
Oh, boy.
With no high-pressure sales tactics.
High pressure. Listen, I don't have to take all this from you.
Oh, I see you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Summer's here and the savings are sensational at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months on select new Chevy models. And you won't get burned with our gold 100% credit approval. Don't miss sensational savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Expire 7/31/21.
Lusk, Draysites, and Telesano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Telesano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Telesano. ldtlaw.com.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I hear commercials that offer no-interest loans and giant rebates for air conditioners all the time. Now, I'm still a kid, but even I know banks don't lend money for free. Even I know that big cash rebates just aren't real. Just like the Tooth Fairy, they are simply missed to make you feel happy inside. When it's time to invest in a new system, but the right system for the right reasons, not the one on sale with fake offers. Call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. Watching a disabled vehicle in North Fort Myers, just north of Bayshore Road. That's at Hart Drive and Joycia Lane. If you're heading out that direction right now, it's where Hart Road continues farther north up towards Suncoast. So just keep in mind, you may notice some deputies in the area. Looking clear along I-75. Definitely getting busy out there right now. We're seeing some volume starting to build up along the interstate, especially close to Daniels Parkway, Alico Road, Corkscrew Road, and even heading down between Collier and Lee counties as well. No problems out on the bridges earlier this morning. You could see a nice quiet drive out on the Cape Coral, Midpoint, Caloosahatchee, and Edison bridges. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight, with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon, with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet, just when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
It's a hot afternoon, and you're listening to the news, and now you're hot under the collar too. I'm Matt from Island Air. When you choose an AC contractor, you're entrusting that company with the air that you and your family breathe. A healthy unit means a healthier household. Island Air has a long history in Southwest Florida and hundreds of customer reviews that you can see on our website at islandairfl.com, where you will see the Island Air difference. Want to try us out? Our $99 system saver one-time maintenance is guaranteed. If your AC breaks within 6 months of the maintenance, we will credit the payment towards any repair. Island Air also offers free second opinions. Let us review your quote for any service, replacement, or repair for your peace of mind.
IslandAirFL.com. That's IslandAirefL.com. IslandAirefL.com or call 239-645-4668. That's 239-645-4668. License number CAC 057544.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Microsoft said that it may be bringing back its virtual assistant Clippy, the paperclip, as an emoji. It won't have any of the functions of the original Clippy, so it will be about as helpful.
What was that? Do you remember that thing that it would pop up at the bottom of the screen? I'm a Mac guy. I've never been a Windows guy. I've never had a Windows computer in my house. I don't know anything about them except when I come to work. And every place I've worked has always had a Windows machine. I'm a Mac guy only because in the day, your Mac machines were the best way to make music. They were the place that you would go.
That's a myth.
What's that?
That's a myth.
No, it's not a myth. Back in the
myth.
Yeah, you don't trust me when I tell you this. I was alive back then when Macs and music came together. The reason why people used Macs were because the sound card in them that was built into the Mac, I mean, the sound cards were already built in, so it was easy to create, and the functionality was there. And for Windows, you always had to spend more money and do extra things to build a computer, add to the computer to make it the way that the Mac came out of the box with. You could use it right out of the box in the day. And they also, back in the day, used to make Mac computers that were clones. So you didn't... You see, you weren't alive, so don't even.
That doesn't even make sense. How do you clone a computer?
Okay, we've gotten completely off the Clippy thing. The whole idea of the Clippy thing was I don't understand what that. It was supposed to be like this. It was, I guess, it was Windows' idea of into the making something that would be futuristic, like you would be. No, that's going back in time. That's not futuristic. Okay, that would be like their idea of virtual. Of having something virtual on, cute and virtual. But it did. I don't know if it did. Anybody ever use that thing?
No, I always deleted it.
I still don't understand. It was kind of annoying.
It was very annoying, actually.
Pop up at the worst time. And anyway,
it's kind of like Cortana right now.
Well, like I said, I didn't
But
worry
I
about
think
that.
it was like you know, like you have like those yellow sticky pads.
Yeah.
That's what it was basically.
It was a
Like
virtual
like a
sticky
sticky
pad.
note that you could put up.
Yeah. I have something that's almost like a virtual sticky pad. It's my son. It's sticky. Things sticky. Always no. That's a yeah. Get it. Constantly, I'll grab the mouse in my office or something and be like, what is on this thing?
Probably syrup.
Have you been on my mouse? Yeah, one day you'll learn. But I know we're going to I will finish this quickly. Back in the day, in the 90s, you could buy a Mac computer that wasn't made by Apple. Apple licensed others to create, like HP, and the like. It's you don't buy a Windows computer. You buy a computer that runs Windows software that everybody can create the computer, or the different brands.
Right.
Apple back in the day, for about this much time, my fingers are thinly spread apart. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, and we do appreciate it, it's like my little baby fingers on your mobile phone, for a short period of time. So you could buy like a Power Computing or something like that. There were people that were making them. And then Apple was like, oh, you're cutting into our money here. No, that's not going to happen. And they were like half the price. So imagine getting a full bump Mac computer, and instead of paying $8 gajillion for it, you only paid like $300 for it.
And yeah.
And then that went away quickly, as quick as you could say profits. That was out the door. Yeah. So, all right. Have a good day, everybody. Good night. That's it. That's our show. We need some
And now all the employees are threatening to quit because they have to go back to work.
All right. You ready? Let's do this right now. Yesterday, if you missed it, Congressman Byron Donalds, who joins us every Thursday, we started the conversation off talking about Cuba and his thoughts on what has been happening there, and certainly some of the demonstrations that happened around Southwest Florida. I remember in Naples, Fifth Avenue South, you may have witnessed some of the protests, some of the people out on the streets, and we started the conversation there.
Yeah, it's first of all, let me tell you that I was at the rally, the march, demonstration, protest, however you want to call it, in Naples. I will tell you that not just the people of Cuba here in the United States, but people everywhere want the same thing. They want freedom for the Cuban people. If you look at what's going on in Cuba right now, the dissidents have been tamped down. The military has retaken control. They've shut off the internet and social media. So people can't even get a message out of Cuba. It is complete totalitarian communism, and to be frank, we need to be doing a whole lot more than we're doing right now. There are people in this administration who are talking about getting rid of the sanctions. That will be a disaster. All we have to do is look at what happened when Obama got rid of the Iranian sanctions, and what happened to the Green Revolution in Iran, and how the regime basically had more economic power behind it to continue its repression of its people.
Right. Yeah, and how some people have been suspiciously quiet in a lot of this. We don't hear a lot from AOC and others necessarily about what is going on. We all see and know the results that you would get from a communist socialist regime. We see what socialism does. And, it would be nice to hear from them. It'd be nice to hear a word, something, but we know we're not going to get that, are we?
No, you're not going to hear from them because at the end of the day, their ideologies are the same. The ideology is the same. They might have a different policy mix, or they might have a different set of desires, but the policies are the same. And at the end of the road of where Bernie Sanders and AOC want to take us is, unfortunately, a totalitarian regime, whether it's communism or Marxism or socialism. That's the end. Because in order for them to get what they weigh, to see happen what they want happen, they must have total control. And you can't. It's just not just total control of the government apparatus. Because if that's just it, then people are still free to make their own decisions. How can you accomplish the Green New Deal or whatever the utopian nonsense that they want to see happen in the United States? The only way you can achieve absolute equity, to use their words, and to achieve this utopian viewpoint of America is to have total control.
Yeah.
That is exactly what totalitarianism is. That's the place it goes. That's why they don't say anything about what's going on in Cuba because, listen, Cuba is a complete failure when it comes to the liberty of people, a complete failure. But it is a success of Marxist ideology. Cuba is the success of Marxist ideology. That is what Marx wanted, frankly.
Yeah, and one thing that I was talking to some folks this week about was their surprise, and maybe your thoughts on this. Two things. Number one, DHS Secretary Mayorkas saying, "Don't come. Just do not come here. You're not welcome here," which was kind of shocking for a lot of people. And just to get your thoughts on that comment. And then on the other side of it, what would be the motivation to say something like that, where there are people that have said, look, maybe it's clear to everybody, even judging by what we know about the state of Florida and the Cuban Americans and how they vote and who they support, that this really stinks of politics.
If there are people who actually doubted the reality that the only reason Democrats believe in mass illegal immigration is because they want people to come here and vote and change the psychology of the country, look no further than this decision on Cuba. If you really doubted that, if you thought that they just wanted people to come here out of the goodness of their heart, now you have the truth. They only want the certain people to come here who are they believe are going to vote a certain way and are going to bring, unfortunately, the support of third world governments to the United States. Because when people have that mindset and that ideology and they come here and they continue to vote that way, then it gives the left what they're looking for, which goes back to why AOC and Bernie Sanders aren't saying anything about this. That's just the truth. Yeah. And it's rank, it's disgusting. When there's actual oppression, when there's actual human rights being violated, the left is quiet. And this isn't the first time. I talked about the Green Revolution in Iran back in 2009, 2010. At that time, Barack Obama was silent while the Iranian people were being gunned down in the street and being repressed by the mullahs in Iran. So this is consistent with the left. This is how they are. This is how they operate when it comes to true freedom movements. But at the same time, they like to talk about these faux freedom movements in the United States when the reality is we continue to be the most free people in the world. We continue to have the most liberty in the world. And, frankly, we're the embodiment of our country's the embodiment of the human struggle that has always persisted in the history of the world. That is the cause and the goal for individual liberty. We're the embodiment of that.
Yeah.
But the left is not.
Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Oh, I'm not sure if we're the freest. If you ask people about Texas, if you ask those Texas Democrats who hopped on that plane and left for D.C. with their keg of beer or whatever they had and maskless on the plane, I don't know, all this craziness, and the tweeting out of their dining options, it's been really bizarre. But if you're asking them, oh, no, and we're talking about, voting reform bills, oh, it's an outrage. It's amazing to me, and you can speak to this directly. It's amazing to me that more people don't ask the simple question. Can you just tell us exactly what it is in these bills that is something that is akin to the worst thing ever since the Civil War or Jim Crow 2.0 or whatever, all of the words, the language that they use. Can you just define what it is? It's amazing how nobody will do it.
They can't do that because if they actually told you the specifics, people would laugh them out of the room.
Yeah.
That's how ridiculous they are. You know what they're upset about in Texas? Because I heard one of the Texas state Democrat reps on MSNBC. He talked about how come we can't have a mobile polling location, which would be banned under this provision in Texas law. He's like, why can't we have a mobile voting location? Why can't we have 24-hour voting where it just goes around and just allows people to vote for no matter what time of day? And I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, I was like, the reason why you can't have that stuff is because it's not just about casting the ballots. It's about securing the ballots that have been casted, to making sure that there's nothing untoward that ends up in the ballot box that you don't have an issue over later. They're arguing over drop boxes because they want to keep drop boxes. But I try to remind the Democrats, like, nobody even heard of a drop box until COVID-19.
Yep.
And the only reason you use drop boxes during COVID-19 is because people were, frankly, afraid and wrongly afraid, frankly, that they would get COVID if they went to go cast a vote. So they put drop boxes all over the place so you could just walk up to the box and drop it in the slot. Okay, well, guess what? The pandemic is past us now. It's time to go back to a polling location and vote. Oh, and they oppose things like you having to verify who you are if you get an absentee ballot, and absentee ballots just can't be mailed to you. Like, this is the mess that they're talking about. Meanwhile, on an island 90 miles south of us, people don't even get to vote. And if they decide to hold an election, the election is fixed. And you better know who you better vote for, or you might get shot in the back on your way out of the polling location. This is the idiocy of the left and the Democrat Party in the United States today. It makes no sense whatsoever.
No, you're right on. It's exactly something to look at. It's so true when we can see the difference. And you look at what's happening on the island of Cuba, and you see what's been happening for 62 years, and how people are treated there, and how there are individuals in this country that want to somehow bring that here. It's only if Americans do it. See, Congressman, if we just as Americans do socialism, it's nonsense and dangerous, certainly. Hey, before we go, CPAC, it looks like you had a lot of fun there. It seemed like a great event.
It was a great event. I mean, look, the president. The president's in rare form, and the theme of his speech is basically like, "I told you so." Yeah, and who could argue with him? He's like, "I told you so. I told you it was going to happen." But listen, CPAC was a great event. People are fired up. They're ready to go. They are ready for the midterm elections, and what can I say? I think that we're in great shape to go back and take back the House. I think we're in great shape to take back the Senate just because of how abysmal Joe Biden's agenda and the Democrat agenda has been. Yeah. I mean, it's only been 6 months, Drew.
I know, it feels like an eternity.
It's been 6 months. Like, I'm just like, this is like you went on vacation, left your kids home, and you came back to the house, and it's a complete disaster. You were only gone for 3 days.
Yeah. The house isn't there. It's gone. Somebody else is living in the house. Yeah, it's awful. You're exactly right. But no doubt, looking at 22 and 24 and feeling pretty good about our chances for a lot of different reasons. All right, Congressman, I appreciate you. All the best. We'll see you soon. See you next week.
Anytime, Drew. Talk to you soon.
All right, see you. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching the program. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Barb, thanks for dinner last night. I love your kitchen countertops. Who did them for you?
Rock Solid. And they gave us a free sink.
What's their number?
596-7676.
Sorry, trouble with my pin. What's that number?
596-7676.
That's it. I'm done with these free pins from the bank. The chains keep getting in the way.
Those pins aren't free.
Oh.
At Rock Solid, your sink is free, along with free bathroom countertop materials. Just pay for installation when you get kitchen countertops. Rock Solid. JNC Boulevard, Naples, rocksolidnaples.com or 596-7676. Rock Solid, where you always get more.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Summer real deals are here.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is taking the heat off rising prices by bringing you cool summer real deals. Monday, every selection on the Golden Oldies menu is $10. We're talking Mel's famous meatloaf, chicken tenders, hot roast, and more, including sides. Just $10 with beverage purchase. Wednesday, Mel's award-winning fall off the bone baby back ribs, served with coleslaw, super salad. It's a summer real deal at just $12.99. Thursday, enjoy a half-pound prepared to order Braveheart Black Angus cheeseburger with fries and slaw, plus a domestic draft, $9.99. And how about this? A summer real deal Friday and Saturday date night featuring Mel's fresh roasted USDA choice prime rib, together with a glass of wine, just $15.99. Now that's a winning summer real deal. Summer real deals are happening now at Mel's Diner.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The way things are going these days, do you ever ask yourself, when is the other shoe going to drop? The warning signs are everywhere. The next big danger is food shortages. That's why Americans are learning to be self-reliant and getting their emergency long-term food storage from My Patriot Supply. We're America's trusted leader in emergency preparedness. Over the past decade, My Patriot Supply has served millions of families and helped them prepare. Our delicious meal kits average 2,000 calories per day and stay fresh in storage up to 25 years. This is reliable food that will be there when disasters strike. And with the way things are going, you should grab some now. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com, order a starter kit for each member of your family, and we'll ship everything quickly and discreetly to your door. Don't wait and scramble with the masses when the news breaks. Instead, prepare today for what's coming. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. My family and I are putting down roots right here in Southwest Florida and are so happy to be a part of this community. We hope to meet you out at one of the country clubs or walking the town center or out on one of the beautiful beaches or parks. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Hey, you got your shades on, Marty?
Shades on? What? For what?
Well, the huge savings at Victory Lane are sensational.
That's cute.
They got new Chevy Silverados with thousands off.
Yeah, look, I can do 1,000 off too, my friend.
I said thousands, plural with an S, Marty.
I know how to spell, all right?
What can you spell? Fowler and Winkler?
What's Fowler and Winkler got to do with it?
That's where Chevys cost less and people get sensational savings.
Oh, boy.
With no high-pressure sales tactics.
High pressure. Listen, I don't have to take all this from you.
Oh, I see you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Summer's here and the savings are sensational at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months on select new Chevy models. And you won't get burned with our gold 100% credit approval. Don't miss sensational savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Expires 7/31/21.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Pushing back on a social media push. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Some Republicans are upset that the White House has been alerting Facebook about posts it calls disinformation amid slowing COVID vaccination rates.
The U.S. Surgeon General says misinformation poses an imminent and insidious risk to the nation's health and remains a big obstacle in ending the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's led them to turn down proven treatments and to choose not to get vaccinated. This has led to avoidable illnesses and death.
Dr. Vivek Murthy has issued an advisory urging tech companies and social media platforms to combat the spread of misinformation.
Fox's Jared Halpern, GOP Senator Josh Hawley's written letters to Facebook and Twitter demanding to know what posts were flagged and removed, calling it collusion between the Biden administration and corporations that have monopolized the flow of information, suppressing free speech. A procedural vote set up next week in the Senate on that bipartisan infrastructure rebuild plan.
Time has come to make progress, and we will. We must.
Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has also given Democrats a Wednesday deadline to unite on a separate $3.5 trillion spending plan Republicans oppose but can't block. While Democratic Texas lawmakers remain in the Washington area after fleeing their state to block a Republican voting reform bill, a Democrat in Congress was arrested at a protest. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, Congresswoman Joyce Beatty of Ohio was zip-tied and removed from the Hart Senate office building, one of a number of people arrested during a protest over voting rights. Capitol Police say they warned demonstrators 3 times before they started making arrests. Democrat attempts to pass federal voter reform have been stalled by Republicans in the Senate. Beatty, chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, later tweeted, "You can arrest me. You can't stop me. You can't silence me." Dave?
Rachel, a standoff's over in Texas. A suspect in custody the day after a police officer was killed at a home and 4 others wounded. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a few crashes in Collier County. We've got one right near Kalia Bay at Vanderbilt Drive, just north of Wiggins Pass Road, with roadblock and injuries causing northbound delays along Vanderbilt Drive right in that area on the coast. Also watching a crash at Everglades Boulevard North and Oil Well Road. Again, injuries there as well. Dealing with eastbound roadblock along Oil Well. And also watching a crash at Pine Ridge Road and Livingston Road in North Naples, seeing some slight slowdowns at that intersection. Also injuries reported to watch for deputies and EMS on scene. Lee and Charlotte counties both crash and incident-free. I-75 is busy out there, though, this morning. We're not seeing any problems up and down the interstate, just a lot of volume building up early this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight, with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon, with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Mason Classical Academy is excited to announce the recent purchase of the Hodges University building for their new high school campus. Conveniently located off I-75 and Immokalee Road, this state-of-the-art campus will set the stage to prepare high schoolers for college by delivering a high-quality classical education. Mason Classical Academy's established proven track record is in high demand, so sign up now to take advantage of this tuition-free educational opportunity. This high school campus is second to none, including high-tech science and computer labs and state-of-the-art classrooms. MCA offers many extracurricular activities, a robust athletics program, and a full-time college advisor. MCA promotes virtue, patriotism, and an accurate portrayal of American history. Do you crave such an education for your high schooler? If so, Mason Classical Academy is the answer. Learn the true, do the good, love the beautiful. Learn more and enroll by visiting masonacademy.com today.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching on the website. It's great for your smartphone, your smart device, whatever it is that you're doing today. We're thankful that you're watching. All right, coming up, let's see. There's words on, let's just put it this way. Fascism is alive and well, and it is living in the White House. Oh, that is hyperbolic. Talk about a hyperbolic. Oh, that is an outrageous statement. How dare you? Well, let's kind of examine that thought. So that's coming up. Maybe a twist and turn on communism. Why is it that all of a sudden, after a week, the administration, it's almost like they held their finger up to the wind and said, hey, how things look? Are people feeling pretty good about communism? Hey, what's the word on communism? Is it good? No? Polling says no? All right. Hey, yeah, we're not for communism. That's exactly what happened. So we're going to get to that also in just a second. And yeah, a little bit more on CRT. Some things may or may not shock you and surprise you. 9th grade math is going to be taught differently now because, quote, mathematics has been used to normalize racism. 9th grade math, got to change it because racism. Oh, yeah, and it gets worse. Yeah, so we'll have that all on the way. All right, so what's going on with the sudden change? You know, you have the president yesterday of the United States with Angela Merkel, and he was asked about communism, wanted to make a statement with regard to Cuba and Haiti, and before saying anything about what was going on, maybe military action in Haiti, he did have a comment about communism. So we're going to get to that in just a second. But there was a little bit of, well, I just need it. Because, you know, if Joe Biden and a microphone get together, oh, man, you know, somehow, some way, we're going to get our morning cup of Joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. If you have a child under the age of 7 years old, you're going to get in your bank account today, you're going to get a payment of 12 months divided, $3,700 for that child divided by 12 every month.
Just say what it is. You're getting money from the government. That's that Joe Biden trying to explain how he does math in his head, and that's really a bad thing. To be in Joe Biden's head, could you even imagine what's going on in Joe Biden's head right now? It's
not a joke.
It's not a joke. But trying to do the math on the child tax rate, everybody get that little bump in their bank account from the child tax credit. Really, it's just it's really just a universal basic income is all it is. It's a monthly basic income. It's a universal basic income. It's everybody getting an amount of cash that they can count on from the government. It's just another way of doing it under the guise of something completely different. And no, that's not what it is. It's not a universal basic income. It's not a monthly basic income coming from the government that you're going to be depending on, because come December when it's up and then they have to decide whether to get rid of it. Oh, you really think they're not going to make it permanent? Are you kidding? You know how the Democrats are going to run on this. They're going to run on the fact that they've given you so much. Look at all the things we've given you. Free pre-K, otherwise known as babysitting. Free community college, otherwise known as indoctrination. We're going to give you the child tax credit cash right there in your hands, otherwise known as a universal basic income. This is what we're doing. It's never going away. And Joe Biden trying to do the math. But he did try to do something else yesterday and explain that, hey, according to the polls, communism's bad.
Communism is a failed system, universally failed system. And I don't see socialism as a very useful substitute, but that's another story.
Hey, you should probably talk to Bernie Sanders about that, right? Because
feel the burn.
Yeah, you need to talk to him and explain to Bernie and everybody else, and the Bernie Bros and AOC and Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and the squad. You need to let them know as well, everybody, that socialism's not that great. Okay. What's all this sudden change? You think it took a little while for them to realize that communism is bad? Here's for me, the takeaway on all of this, and we've got more of it coming up with Jen Psaki, because she was asked the same question, and she gave a curious answer for many. You know, if you have conviction, if you have a politician who has conviction, if you have a family member who has conviction, you don't have to wait very long to get the answer that is the common sense correct answer. You're not putting your finger up to the wind to find out whether or not somebody's going to think you're a nice person or not to give the answer. A person of conviction gives that answer right out of the gate and does not change. That's it. I've based my answer on study. I've read a little bit. I've gone to source reading, which is so important. You want to find out more about the founding of this country, you go to the source, you go to the papers, the notes that have been taken by our founding fathers. They all exist and they're easy to find. You don't have to see somebody else's opinion on them. You can go right to the source. So what a sudden change of heart. Peter Ducey even asking Jen Psaki the same thing. Wow, they've come around.
Now that you've had a few days to think about it, does this White House still think the protests in Cuba are happening because people are upset about a rise in COVID cases there, or is there some thought maybe given to the possibility that they are protesting because they are sick of communism?
Well, Peter, first I would say communism is a failed ideology, and we certainly believe that.
You do? Oh, well, who knew? I had no idea that you guys all believed in that. Nobody? Okay. That's a new one on us. I wonder if Bernie Sanders knows that. Have you told him about that? Because I'm telling you, his reaction is going to be huge. Some way, shape, or form. But yeah. Don't think he's going to like that very much. That's another aspect to this. How do you walk this line? Think about that for a second. Jen Psaki says communism's a failed ideology. Everybody knows how long it's been happening there in Cuba. What it's been like. Jake said, Jake the Millennial just told me something off the air that I'm not even going to repeat. But let's just put it this way. Kids on the streets of Cuba eating some things that maybe they shouldn't be. And it was you could speak. It was disturbing. You don't have to go into detail, but
I won't.
But it was disturbing.
Yeah, it was bad. It broke my heart.
It's awful to see. He's been looking at video all morning of following some people there in Cuba and some of the things that they're going through, and it's awful. But what about that? All of a sudden, really, is this one of those things where you're looking at the polling, you're taking a step back and saying, hold on a second. 2022 is around the corner. We really running on communism? Are we running on the fact that communism and socialism is, the words coming out of your mouth, not your convictions, not what you're doing behind the scenes, but what you would say up front, out loud. You really going to run with that? With not coming out of the gate and saying communism is a failed ideology? It's wrong, it's bad. The amount of people that have died under communism, are you really not going to go there? And what is everybody else saying? Bernie Sanders says all people have the right to protest and to live in a democratic society. I call on the Cuban government to respect opposition rights and refrain from violence. Oh, by the way, it's also long past time to end the unilateral U.S. embargo on Cuba, which has only hurt, not helped the Cuban people. Okay, so he had to throw that in there. So it's really about the embargo and Trump and, what the former administration's done and up to this point have not stopped with this administration. That's all it is. It's got nothing to do with the 62 years of oppression and communism. No, nothing like that. The Democrats, Socialists of America. The Americans need to stop this grudge. Embargoes are a way to kill human beings who are not at war. What's the U.S. afraid of? Okay. So they go into the same thing. It's not like communism's bad fundamentally because these are the communists. Oh, and speaking of which, Black Lives Matter is a radical Marxist organization. Those are the words from Senator Marsha Blackburn. Why would she say something like that? That's pretty outrageous. All the corporations that are funding and helping to fund Black Lives Matter, all the people that continue to believe in Black Lives Matter. There's a couple of roads that have Black Lives Matter on them in big, yellow, bold letters. Black Lives Matter released a statement on Cuba. And let's just put it this way. Their statement on Cuba really leaned into the same thing. That communism is good. And the U.S. embargo is bad. And so really the problems have come from the United States and have not come from communism. So, yeah, the statement that was released, I don't want to read the whole thing. Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. federal government's inhumane treatment of Cubans and urges it to immediately lift the economic embargo. This cruel and inhumane policy, I can go on and on. It's all about us. It's not about... All right. Cuba has historically demonstrated solidarity with oppressed peoples of African descent from protecting black revolutionaries like Assata Shakur, the cop killer that made her way to Cuba. Okay, I can go on and on, but you can just imagine. So, having said all of this, that's what we're looking at, right? Is when you have conviction, when you know where you stand when it comes to your values, your ideology, your virtue. You don't wait a week to figure it out that communism is bad. You come right out and say it immediately. It's something inherent and you know it. And so why now all of a sudden this spin? Is it because 2022 and we got to figure out what we're going to do? And oh, by the way, don't worry about it, Bernie Sanders, because you're getting your wish. The $4.1 trillion in spending that we're getting ready to do has a complete wish list of Bernie Sanders goodies. So, look, we'll just say things out loud that behind the scenes we don't believe. Trust me, that's what's happened. All right, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash right now in Lehigh Acres at Joel Boulevard near Lakewood Drive, right near the 7-Eleven there. No roadblock or injuries, but you'll see deputies along with EMS just checking the scene out there. We also have a couple of crashes we're watching still in Collier County. One at Oil Well Road with eastbound roadblock right near Everglades Boulevard North, and another crash along Vanderbilt Drive just north of Wiggins Pass, heading through that stretch right near the coast in North Naples. Seeing a little bit of roadblock out there as well this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms developing again this afternoon as they push from east to west and closer to the coast today with a high of 92 degrees. Scattered afternoon storms continue for Saturday and Sunday of the upcoming weekend with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-Sparky.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
You consider yourself the best of the best in HVAC. Conditioned Air is looking for A players to join our winning team. If you consider yourself an A player and love customer service, you should apply so we can get your career path started. We have several top-paying positions available now in Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Naples. Don't wait. Go online to conditionedair.com and apply right now. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. License number CAC 1819590.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. Life is feeling more like it used to. Things we missed are coming back. A family visit, time with friends, a trip to someplace special. In putting things in order, Annex can be your partner when it comes to investment and retirement planning so you can turn your attention to what really matters, living your best life. There's so many moving pieces when it comes to proper planning. Spend your time doing things that bring you joy. A trip to annexwealth.com is the place to start. Click the Get Started button. We'll take a look at your current investments and see what works and what doesn't. From there, we'll present unbiased advice with the goal of creating an investment and retirement plan for you and your family that includes tax and estate planning. This is important and time is precious. Partner with a local fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management, annexwealth.com.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. All right, here we go. You ready for a Florida man story? We haven't had one in a while. Even by Florida's loose standards, a guy swinging a stolen alligator around by its tail at 3:20 a.m. in an attempt to teach it a lesson is truly bizarre. According to police, William Hodge, a 32-year-old fisherman, was arrested early today after officers spotted him trying to fling the purloined alligator atop a building in Daytona Beach shores. When Hodge's attempt to launch the alligator failed, he slammed the reptile to the ground and stomped on it, according to a charging affidavit. He got the alligator from an enclosure at Congo River Golf and Exploration, a miniature golf course that offers patrons the opportunity to feed and hold gators. Wait a minute! There's a miniature golf course that also allows you to feed the gators and hold them? Hold on a second. They left that part out of the story.
That should be the story.
That's the story. Who opens a miniature golf course And then you can feed, and that's actually pretty cool. I got to admit, that's not a bad idea. Like, you play a little mini golf, you go feed the gators. Nothing bad could happen there. Not at all. So, that is, that's uniquely Florida. That's what that is. If you're a visitor here to Southwest Florida, and you're wondering, or maybe you've just moved here and you're like, hey, what's our new life going to be like in the state of Florida? This isn't it. It's not. There are not miniature golf courses where you feed the gators and there's guys swinging them around and beating them up and yelling at them and trying to teach it a lesson. And that's just not it. I'm just putting it out there. It's not normal. Interesting idea, but no. It'd be like having I don't know. I'm not going to come up with any analogies. All right, let's see. Coming up, we'll talk more about the numbers, the economic numbers, obviously inflation, and certainly about the trillions of dollars this government is getting ready to spend. It is a Bernie Sanders wish list. He could not be happier. Also, are we allowed to talk about election integrity? Are we allowed to discuss that at all? Are we allowed to talk about Maricopa County and how there have been some little kind of little baby things that are maybe they found yesterday? An Arizona audit meeting at Arizona State Senate yesterday revealed Maricopa County still hasn't provided many materials needed for complete audit, including routers, chain of custody, and images of mail-in ballots. Is that why people are kind of questioning why they're not doing this, especially when we find out yesterday that 11,326 voters mysteriously appeared on voter rolls after the election, and 74,000 ballots were reportedly received but have no records to back them up. There's no chain of custody. Nobody knows where they came from. Oh, by the way, also election management systems there that were in Arizona apparently were breached during the course of the 2020 election, says digital forensic expert Ben Cotton at an Arizona hearing on the Maricopa County audit. Nothing to see here. A little weird, but
through public record, public statements, that an element of the election system was actually compromised or breached during the course of the November 2020 election.
Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Move along. Stop. Don't do this. Don't talk about this. You got to move on. No, I got questions.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
When it's hot, the last thing you want is your home's AC to quit on you. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you cool and comfortable quickly. Call 855-1HOUR for $50 off your repair or visit onehouраir.com and keep your cool. Beer.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Terms and conditions may apply. Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet Store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet Store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody.
And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tolerance inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tolerance inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The White House has people flagging social media posts now containing wrong information about coronavirus vaccines.
We live in a world where misinformation poses an imminent and insidious threat to our nation's health.
The Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, is asking everyone to verify health information with trusted sources. Missouri Senate Republican Josh Hawley says about the social media monitoring.
You've got the government saying we think that this speech ought to be censored at big tech if they carry out those instructions. I mean, that looks like they're starting to operate as a public utility.
He was on Fox's special report with Brett Baer. The Reuters news agency says one of its photographers has been killed covering a battle in Afghanistan.
Danish Siddiqui was a Pulitzer Prize winner. He'd been travelling with Afghan special forces in the southern province of Kandahar when both he and a senior Afghan officer were killed reportedly in Taliban crossfire. Reuters calls Siddiqui an outstanding journalist and a devoted husband and father.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash right now in Lehigh Acres at Joel Boulevard near Lakewood Drive. Right near the 7-Eleven there. No roadblock or injuries, but you'll see deputies along with EMS just checking the scene out there. We also have a couple of crashes we're watching still in Collier County. One at Oil Well Road with eastbound roadblock right near Everglades Boulevard North. And another crash along Vanderbilt Drive just north of Wiggins Pass, heading through that stretch right near the coast in North Naples. Seeing a little bit of roadblock out there as well this morning. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
No matter what it's like outside, Trane makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Trane. Visit TraneInfo.com. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local dealer and more. Because it's hard to stop a train.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with this week's interesting Florida fact. There were 67 counties in Florida, and of those 67, Collier County was created out of Leete County in 1923. We all love living in Collier County, but this week, our county commission was a disappointment because they rejected a county ordinance to make Collier County a Bill of Rights sanctuary. This would have meant that local law enforcement would never enforce a federal law if it directly violates our constitutional rights. I support the ordinance, so does Congressman Byron Donalds, County Commissioner McDaniel and LaCosta, and Sheriff Rambos. But 3 of our county commissioners let us down. We must push back against government tyranny at all levels by respecting our Constitution and remembering those politicians that don't. No exceptions. Florida, respect the Constitution, no income tax. Let's keep it that way. Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand-select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Don't forget that, and we appreciate you watching the program. By the way, on the heels of the story we just touched on, where there's that guy in Daytona Beach shores who tried to teach an alligator a lesson and beat it up and try to launch it into off the top of a building or something to that effect. And then I said, well, hold on a second. And then you read more into the story. He got the alligator from a Congo River golf and a miniature golf course that had that offered the opportunity to feed and hold alligators. I never heard of that. I thought that was the story, and then I come to find out here in Southwest Florida, what, Jake? We're getting all kinds of texts. They have miniature golf courses where you feed alligators?
Yeah, apparently Pirate Cove in Fort Myers, Congo River in Bonita. There's a couple.
I'm embarrassed. I had no idea. I don't typically look for that in a golf course. I think
you might now.
I think golf, but what was I thinking? All this time I could have been feeding gators and putting through a clown's mouth all at the same time. I had no idea.
Welcome to Florida.
I feel so bad that now I'm going to Trish Regan, who's been standing by patiently listening to all of this. What an awful segue. TrishIntel.com.
I'm kind of jealous.
I
mean, you guys really live it up there in Florida.
That's not living it up, Trish. Living it up is not feeding gators and playing golf at the same time. Because dare I say, there might even be alcohol involved in some of all of this. And then it becomes a whole other place. All right.
Well, as long as the gator's not feeding on you.
Well, that's the problem. Who knows what ends up happening? You worry about those kind of things. Call me crazy, But anyway, TrishIntel.com is the website. The Trish Regan show. You've probably heard the podcast. It's out there. There's all kinds of places to hear from her, and we appreciate you getting up this morning. First of all, how are you? How are things?
Things are good. Things are good. Summer's rolling along, and everything is very good.
Yep.
Very busy, and the website's doing great, TrishIntel.com, as you mentioned, and the podcast is doing great. So I'm having a blast.
Okay. So let's get to the bad stuff. Okay. Now that you said everything's good, I have questions. Okay. So here's the first question is this. I wonder if somewhere Jimmy Carter said, hey, listen, look at what I did to the economy in the 70s. And Joe Biden said, hold my beer. I'm a little worried about it because, right, what's going on with inflation? It's out of control.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. And Drew, I've been warning about this forever.
Yep.
I mean, you could just see it, right? You could just see it. You knew that there was pent-up demand. You knew that people were sort of flush with cash because they had all those stimulus checks that kept coming their way. It makes all the sense in the world, and yet we've got rather, how do I say this, unintelligent people in Washington, D.C., both in the White House and at the Federal Reserve, that just kind of want to pretend that this is what they call transitory.
Right.
That it's not really going to last. And I'm like, look, once the train has left the station on inflation, I don't know how you change that. Once prices go up, I mean, think about it, right? Your local restaurant prices go up. They changed the menus. You really think they're going to change the menus back down? I have yet to ever see that one happen.
Right.
So, look, prices are up. Gas prices, food prices, housing prices, now the highest they've ever been. We got a read on inflation, which is called the Consumer Price Index, that came out last month. It showed a 5.4% increase in prices overall. This was the biggest month-to-month jump that they had seen going all the way back to the early 90s. I predict, you mentioned Jimmy Carter, I predict we will see this return to the 70s. It will be stagflation, because at some point you've got this, all this inflation going on. And so the Federal Reserve is going to freak out, and they're going to say, okay, well, now we have to pull back on rates, and everything's going to kind of unwind and come undone. And look, it's so preventable, which is what's so annoying about it. It really is preventable.
Right. Which the other thing, too, and you mentioned it, when you have the Fed chair talking about this, things still a way off from reducing the monthly bond purchases. You talk about Janet Yellen, who's all of these different people that are coming out and saying it's not what you see is not what you see. Don't worry, everything is going to be fine. But nobody ever explains how we're going to get out of this, especially when we see what's going on with the trillions of dollars in spending that's getting ready to take place as well. It's a Bernie Sanders dream. What we're getting ready to see.
Totally. And then you factor in the fact that the unemployment checks have been coming through at, massive. I know things are a little different there in Florida, and DeSantis was like, we're not gonna play this game. We're not gonna have these federal unemployment benefits continue. But in my neck of the woods up in New England, they still exist. So anywhere you go, you see help wanted signs everywhere. I went with my parents recently to a little Chinese restaurant. Guess what? One waiter in the entire restaurant.
Right.
And we walked in, and there were all these empty tables, and he's like, I'm really sorry, you're going to have to come back in 15 minutes because I just can't. I'm like, you've got an empty restaurant.
Right.
I mean, but the reality is that, it was a large empty restaurant, and it seemed empty because they were only seating every other table.
Right. Yeah.
And this is going to continue. So all these people, right, they have more money in part because the government is handing out more money. You've got Joe Biden with the $300 a kid tax break. Not really. It's like a handout, right? It's $300 per kid handout. Per month.
It's universal basic income under a different name. That's all it is. And they're going to make it permanent.
Well, how do you not? I mean, think about, can you imagine a Republican running today and saying, we're going to completely reverse Social Security. We're going to get rid of it. I mean, you would never get anywhere on that, because once people get used to something, it becomes innate. It becomes part of just what they expect, and it's very hard to take these entitlements away.
Yeah.
So we should be really thoughtful about giving them out to begin with. Look, I just don't think it's the best way to rehabilitate the economy. The best way to rehabilitate the economy is to just let government get out of the way and everybody go back to doing what they were doing.
Yep, that would be nice. So there's when you look at the markets, are the markets doing what they're doing right now just because it's all baked in? Like, they have no problem with the money being spent. They have no problem with it's like free money for the markets. They know it. So, or are there any fundamentals that you look at when you see the market and you say, all right, there's some there, or is it just, the idea that there's this free money floating around?
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. But, I always say to people, because they're like, oh, how can you be invested, or how would I want to be invested in something like this? And I'm like, the problem is, when you have this kind of inflation that's driven by this just, liquidity rush, because there's so much cash out there, the stock market will go up because it's also a victim of this inflation. So if you sit there in your cash, under your mattress, and you say, well, I don't believe in any of this, you may not, but the problem is it feeds upon itself. I'm not saying that at some point this might all come crashing down and end quite badly. Let's not forget the Federal Reserve and our federal government, frankly, have really been responsible for all of these bubbles that we've seen. 2000, 2008. You can definitely point a finger and say it was bad policy that got us there. And so that could certainly happen. I don't see it a systemic crisis of any sort really happening in the next 6 months or so, or even in the next year. But at some point, as we go out in the next 2-3 years, I think we need to be really careful of that. You look at the 10-year Treasury right now. This is a good gauge, right, for sort of risk tolerance, and it shows you people are they're still buying U.S. Treasuries. I mean, you're 1.35%. That's insane. You're only going to get paid 1.35% if you buy a U.S. Treasury bond for 10 years. So until you start seeing that Treasury bond creep up more significantly, it's sort of game on. And even though you may hate it and say that this isn't quite real, you don't want to also, you don't want to not partake in that. Look at the Obama-Biden years. 8 years of basically inflation in the market and no real growth.
Right.
And so that can happen. That can happen very easily. And I feel like in some ways this is deja vu. We could be looking at a lot of inflation in the market. And Yellen was in there back then, too. And don't kid yourself. She's pulling a lot of strings right now as Treasury Secretary, talking to the Fed, which really is kind of too cozy a relationship right now, given her past job. So this all, I expect that the market in this environment will continue moving higher for the foreseeable future, just based on, we have this inflation going on.
Yeah. Hey, before we go, I got to ask you this. Trish Regan joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. TrishIntel.com is the website where you can get all kinds of news, all kinds of stories, all kinds of information like what we're talking about here, as well as the podcast, the Trish Regan Show podcast. Cryptos. You want to talk a little bit about, do you like
Sure, I do.
So I know you like them, but what about what's going on right now? Man, they just feel like everything is just flat. We got to this point, we hit the 30s, where we are with Bitcoin. There was this big buzz, and then all of a sudden now we've kind of hit this place where, what are we doing? What are you thinking about that right now?
Well, I do like them. I like gold too. I mean, they're two very different versions of somewhat the same thing. That's in part, I think, because a lot of people that buy them hold on to them. So if you look at the float, which is what's actually traded in these, it's quite low. And so I think a lot of people will buy into something like Bitcoin and then they'll just hang on to it for dear life. I was talking to one of my friends who's invested heavily in Bitcoin. He bought it at $900 a coin years ago. And he's like, I'm never selling it. Never, ever, ever, ever. Like, ever. Like, it's almost like a religion in some ways. People feel so strongly about this. And so the part that's actually traded is quite slim. And so I think that causes these wild sort of valuation shocks, right, where it can go all over the place or maybe just not really, go anywhere at all if people increasingly just pull back and say, I don't want to trade it. I just want to hold on to it. But I think it's one of those things that, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, obviously, but it's a great diversification. I mean, I'll tell you, I like the company Coin, COIN, because Coinbase is the wallet where you hold all of this Bitcoin. And they've been doing some really interesting deals with credit card companies and some other things within the financial arena that I think it's a great way. If you're really scared about holding something like Bitcoin, you can look at something like Coin because that gives you the opportunity to have that exposure without necessarily owning the Bitcoin itself. But yes, I like cryptos. Just be aware they're very, very thinly traded.
Yeah. All right. I like that. All right, Trish Regan, listen, I appreciate you joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I appreciate the website, TrishIntel.com. Go there and get all kinds of news and information. It's a great source. Also, the Trish Regan podcast, the show. And I'm so sorry we started. Hey, maybe we started something new for you. Maybe you should open a Northeast golf course that with alligator petting and feeding. I mean, maybe that's.
I'll have to go down to your neck of the woods and bring them all up. I don't know how that's going to work. People would be pretty psyched to see something. That would be a huge attraction in the Northeast.
Yeah, that might be strange. And then also the transporting of alligators, and that might be a little bit of an issue.
Might get me in trouble.
Yeah, we might want to stay away from that. Never mind, just moving on. All right, have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon, okay?
You too, Joe. Bye-bye.
Right, see ya, bye. All right, there she goes. Yeah. Trish Regan and Drew Steele busted for illegally transporting alligators across state lines. That's not a no, not a headline we want to see. No, not going to happen. Never, ever. All right. 239-479-5592. Are you ready? It's the Friday edition, the Jake the Millennial Jake Day special, surprise special edition of Drew's College of Political Knowledge. For questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. A special, unbelievable, a week-long extravaganza leading up to this moment. It's just a regular day. But we're going to have fun with you. Caller number 5 at 239-479-5592. Will you call right now? Let's play. You'll win. Drew's College next. Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Watching a crash on Immokalee Road at Wilson Boulevard. No injuries. Looks like some slight delays, though, heading westbound along Immokalee there. Another crash with eastbound roadblock on Everglades Boulevard and Oil Well Road in Collier County toward the Orange Tree area out toward Golden Gate Estates. Watch out for some slight delays in that area as well. Also keeping an eye on a crash still with injuries at Vanderbilt Drive just north of Wiggins Pass Road. Looks like some roadblocks still nearby as Collier County deputies are working on getting that cleared. And a crash on Joel Boulevard right near Lakeview Drive. That's at a 7-Eleven. No injuries, no roadblock. 75. Getting busy out there, but not seeing any problems on the interstate. Midpoint Bridge starting to slow down eastbound, heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms developing again this afternoon as they push from east to west and closer to the coast today with a high of 92 degrees. Scattered afternoon storms continue for Saturday and Sunday of the upcoming weekend with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Kennedy at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
It's a new day, and it's coming at you fast. It could be the day your workforce doubles, or the day your visitors quadruple. With Comcast Business, you'll have what you need to take on every twist and turn, like the flexibility to control multiple Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, and the power of the nation's largest gig speed network, the one that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a great offer for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Want even more speed? Ask how to get up to 10 gigs for your small business. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and one voice line. Early termination fee applies. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Compares Comcast Business 10 gig EDI with AT&T 1 gig.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm here to pick up your daughter.
Are you a lawyer, Steve?
No.
You a doctor?
No.
What do you do, Steve?
I work for Rock Solid Countertops and more.
Wait, did you say Rock Solid Countertops?
Yes.
That's where you get a free sink?
You sure do.
And you get free materials for your bathroom, only paying for installation?
Yes.
Come on in, Steve.
At Rock Solid, your sink is free, along with free bathroom countertop materials. Just pay for installation when you get kitchen countertops. Rock Solid, JNC Boulevard, Naples, rocksolidnaples.com or 596-7676. Rock Solid, where you always get more.
About being proactive. And I'm just telling you, when it comes to the water in your home, it's about taking care of your family and being proactive. You don't want that smell of chlorine in the water. Can you imagine what the steam is doing in your shower as you're breathing that in? Get rid of it. Be proactive and do this for your family. Call now. Don't wait. Get your free digital Pentair water test. Listen, Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions. They are the pros. You know the name. I talk about them all the time. 239-880-7799. I would like for you to do what I did for my family, and that is take care of the water in your home. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet, I'm telling you. And right now, through July 30th, you can take $199 off installation of your whole home water system. Be proactive. Call now and get that free digital Pentair water test. Find out what's in your water. See for yourself. 239-880-7799. Book online at pelicanwestfl.com and get it today. That free digital Pentair water test. Get it now.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Alex. Alex is in Naples. Hey, Alex, how are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, if the President of the United States can no longer serve, who becomes the President of the United States?
The Vice President.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Hey, can you name 3 Supreme Court justices?
Roberts. Thomas and...
Come on, just one more. Wait, this is Google time. You're into
Barrett?
No, you're into Google time now. Come on. Can we accept that, or was he in Google
Barrett.
time? Yeah.
Barrett.
Jake says no, but I say okay. All right. Let's see if you get so we'll have to say no on that. Sorry about that. Well, let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. In 1990, this president ordered Operation Desert Shield to push back against Saddam Hussein. 1990. Which president was that?
Bush.
That's correct, sir. All right, you came back strong. You got a bachelor's. Let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. If after the president election, no candidate would have a majority of the electoral college votes, how would the president be determined?
Speaker of the House?
No, it would actually be a House of Representatives vote is how that would work. But kind of, sort of. Can we half sort of give Alex a little bit of a break here? I mean, is it... He straight into Google time, and he kind of was.
Come on now.
Come on now. You sound like Joe Biden now. Come on, man. Give me a good come on, man.
Come on, man.
Congratulations! You got yourself a PhD today on Drew's College. What a job from you, Alex. All right. Where are you going, by the way, Alex? What are you doing this morning? Why are you up so early?
Right now, I'm driving to my work.
All right. Is that a good thing? Okay, we'll just leave it there. Just leave it there, Alex. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Have a good day, Alex.
All right, you too.
I will. It's better now. He likes his job. He's fine. It's good.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
What's it like being an installer for Closet Factory? It's one of those cool jobs, like working ski patrol, training horses, or something on a train. I mean, it's your job to bring a designer's and client's idea to life with your own hands, right? There's something beautiful about it.
For more information on what it's like being a Closet Factory installer and if it's the perfect job for you, call today, 239-225-7235. 239-225-7235. Closet Factory is an equal opportunity employer.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Naples.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that state legislatures have the power to redraw district boundaries for every member of Congress and every member of the state legislature? We do this based on the census that is required every 10 years. In Florida, that process is regulated by the Fair Districting Act, amended on the Florida Constitution in 2010. It requires that district lines are not drawn to favor one political party, that districts are compact, and that they follow geographic boundaries. Due to our exploding population from people fleeing liberal lockdown states, Florida will receive a new congressional seat, while socialist states like California and New York are losing seats. This proves that people are choosing freedom. The process begins this fall, and the final maps will be voted on during our session early next year. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. You can count on me to keep you updated as things unfold, And I'm counting on you to help keep Florida red because I'm not tired of winning. Stay tuned and stay engaged. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They're going too far. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what Republicans are saying about the White House, working with social media to combat what it calls COVID misinformation.
What they're seeking to do is take away your First Amendment rights and have a thought police or a language police.
GOP Senator Marsha Blackburn, but the Surgeon General maintains that bad information is leading people to not get a COVID vaccine. Press Secretary Jen Psaki says,
we're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
Now, Republican Senator Josh Hawley calls it collusion, asking Facebook and Twitter to reveal what posts were flagged or removed, telling Fox
they're acting like arms of the government, and when they're monopolies, that's a big problem.
That controversy plays out while COVID rises again.
The highly contagious Delta variant now accounts for more than half of all COVID-19 cases in the U.S., as the number of new cases and hospitalizations across several states is almost double what they were just last month.
Fox's Kevin Corke.
California is wasting no time trying to prevent the spread. Los Angeles County reinstating its mandatory indoor mask rules this weekend, forcing everyone, including those fully vaccinated, to cover up.
A standoff that left a SWAT commander dead is over in Texas. Fox's Evan Brown has more live.
Yeah, Dave, deputies showed at the home in the town of Levelland, Texas, after getting reports of shots fired. That's when they exchanged gunfire with a man. One deputy was killed. Others were wounded. Eventually, they sent in a robot and deployed gas to make him come out.
He was responding to verbal conversations with negotiators, but was not following any directions.
Lubbock County Sheriff Kelly Rowe, they were able to take 22-year-old Omar Soto Chavira into custody, who had just bonded out of jail days earlier after being charged with assaulting his own family, Dave.
America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Watching a crash on Immokalee Road at Wilson Boulevard. No injuries. Looks like some slight delays, though, heading westbound along Immokalee there. Another crash with eastbound roadblock on Everglades Boulevard and Oil Well Road in Collier County toward the Orange Tree area out toward Golden Gate Estate. Watch out for some slight delays in that area as well. Also keeping an eye on a crash still with injuries at Vanderbilt Drive just north of Wiggins Pass Road. Looks like some roadblocks still nearby as Collier County deputies are working on getting that cleared. And a crash on Joel Boulevard right near Lakeview Drive. That's at a 7-Eleven. No injuries, no roadblock. 75 getting busy out there, but not seeing any problems on the interstate. Midpoint Bridge starting to slow down eastbound heading out of Cape Coral toward Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight, with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon, with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
When you need a new roof, it pays to deal with the best. King Roofing has built their business on a solid foundation of honest appraisals, fair pricing, and the finest workmanship. Your insurance may be paying the bills, but you'll live with your choice of roofer for years, even decades to come. Choose Roofing Royalty, and you'll never regret it. In Southwest Florida, there's only one King. Call King Roofing today.
Every castle deserves a king.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Trifound company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching.
This is what you do.
No, I said 3 do's. Do. All right, enough of that. We're going to try to drive through some headlines here because there's a lot of news that I want to get to before Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, joins us at 8:35 as we do each and every Friday. So looking forward to that. Hey, if you're wondering what the sound of fascism is, this is the sound of fascism right here. It's this.
In terms of actions, Alex, that we have taken, or we're working to take, I should say, from the federal government, we've increased disinformation research and tracking within the Surgeon General's office. We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
Oh, there you go. All right. A question about what's going on with COVID and vaccines and, trying to get people to take the vax for the vid and that whole thing going on. A White House press briefing. There's Jen Psaki saying something that the Trump administration could never, ever, ever, ever in a million years be able to say without this. Fascism! It's a fascist! It's screaming. That's what it is. It's right there. Here you have a group of individuals that are, communist, social, liberal Democrats who are all screaming at a former president that he's fascist. Fascism. What does fascism mean? I don't know, but everybody else says it, and it sure sounds like it's mean. Yeah. When the real fascism just was exposed, it comes out of this White House. We're flagging problematic posts from Facebook that spread disinformation. So this idea that you have private enterprise and government together working hand in hand to try to silence and suppress the speech of others. Yeah, that's what that looks like. That's what it is. That's fascism. Only government-approved information should end up in your hands. Only the government can tell you the truth. Now, there are some places around the globe, even right now, who have the same idea. You think it's just the United States. Listen to what's happening in New Zealand with the same exact thing. It's like they all get together and say, hey, listen, can we come up with an idea to be more fascist, but not really be, because we don't want people to think that we are. Although most of the country will say it, and they have no clue what it even means. How about in New Zealand? They did the same thing. Listen to this yesterday.
Dismiss anything else.
We will continue to be your single source of truth. We will provide information frequently. We will share everything we can, everything else you see, a grain of salt. So I continue to share the message. New Zealanders must prepare, but do not panic. Prepare. And when you see those messages, remember that unless you hear it from us, it is not the truth.
Unless you hear it from us, it's not the truth. In New Zealand, we're going to continue to be your single source of truth. That's it. We're it. Anybody else, you don't believe it. Unless you hear it from us, it's not the truth, and that's it. So there you go. Jen Psaki saying what a lot of people said about the former president of the United States. Fascism. Showing us what it actually, what it looks like. Flagging content. It is the coming together of state power and corporate power together. It's pretty ugly, and that's what it looks like. But nothing to see here. Everything's fine. We just have to worry about other things that are going on, because that's not that big a deal. What else is happening? Oh, hey, speaking of some of the things that maybe fascists would like to do, but in other ways, maybe the idea of kind of fundamentally changing a country through the indoctrination of our kids, that's not happening at all. Here's a couple of examples how it is happening, and you may want to worry about this. Well, let's start with one that comes from Canada, Ontario to be exact. So it's never going to happen here. Listen. Whatever happens outside of this country never comes across these borders and happens here, that there would be a leftist someplace in the federal government that would think that sounds like a really, really good idea, that if we do this in the United States, not only could we do this well, we could do it better. We can build back better. Nobody would ever say anything like that, right? Right? Okay, so here's the story. In Ontario, students in grade 9, ninth graders, are now being taught about the subjective nature of math, including the historical use of math to normalize racism, according to the Toronto Sun. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Mathematics is often positioned as an objective and pure discipline. I mean, math, 1 + 1 is... Right, that. However, the content and the context in which it's taught, the content and the context which it's taught, the mathematicians who are celebrated and the importance that is placed upon mathematics by society are subjective. And according to this curriculum, that will never, ever make its way to the United States. Mathematics have been used to normalize racism and marginalization of non-Eurocentric mathematical knowledges, and a decolonial anti-racist approach to mathematics education makes visible its historical roots and social constructs. Do you have any idea what I just said? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Math is racist. It's just racist. And the idea that mathematics came from a Eurocentric place, the way it is built and taught now, no. See, you can't be objective and pure disciplined in mathematics if it came from Europe, if it's Eurocentric. And the whole thing is now, because of that. But look, it's not going to happen here. Don't you worry about it. It's just ninth graders in Ontario. Never will it make the shores of the United States. It's not even close enough. Well, there's a quick border there and everything. But okay. So that's all there is with that, right? Oh, no, there's more.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
It's really not a bombshell of breaking news, but it is something that has to do with this. Sick of Westie whites. Blatant anti-white, anti-Asian racism in schools. Where? What country is doing this? Oh, the United States. Hey, where? Boston. Hey, you know any people from Boston? Well, Boston Public Schools were trying to make the case. On Friday, a federal judge had to withdraw an earlier opinion approving a temporary new admissions plan for some Boston public schools. He withdrew this. An earlier opinion that he looked at where he said, yeah, everything looks good to me. And he's like, whoa, wait a second. Judge Young said he took this extraordinary step, the first in his 36-year judicial career, because the school system's attorneys had misled him, That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in Lee and Collier County or any place else in the state of Florida. No, the school boards don't mislead people. No. Yeah, well, they misled him by excluding from the court racially charged text messages sent by 2 Boston school committee members involved in the admissions decision. One of the texts was saying that to one member to another that she was, quote, sick of Westy whites. Me too. I really feel like saying that. And he was like, I don't think I'm going to change my conclusion here. He suggested that the withholding of these texts from the court record is, quote, potentially fraud on the court. Yeah, it's fraud, all right. But nothing to see here. It's okay. It's not going to happen in Florida. It's not going to be something that's going to be discussed nationally. It's not like critical race theory or anything like that, which doesn't exist, by the way. But we will fight it to the end with lawyers saying the American Federation of Teachers and the teachers unions, the biggest in the country, they will fight it to the end. We have to teach it. Okay. So there's that. All right. What else do we have here? Boy, there are so many stories to touch on this morning. Why is the U.S. State Department and the Biden administration inviting UN racism investigators to visit the country? So we're going to have the UN. That some people might say, there might be a little bit of corruption there. They're not exactly fans of the United States. Anti-Semitic, well, there are some things with the UN, and if you're following it, we're going to have them investigate our country. So Joe Biden say, come on in. Investigate racism and minority issues in the country. Anybody think that that's a good idea? Anybody asking questions about that? Well, that's just one of the those headlines that just don't let it bother you too much. It's out there. Should we get to more of the election integrity issues that we have in the country? The Arizona election audit and yesterday, where Twitter was hot on the trail of what was happening yesterday during the Arizona audit meeting. And yesterday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the big news that was trending there on Twitter, because, you can trust them for all the information that you need and the facts. They were saying, according to some factcheck.org and USA Today, nothing to see here. The audit came back with absolutely nothing. Zero, zilch. Everything's fine. All you people who are talking about election integrity, you're all a bunch of, whatever the word, you're just not experts.
I am not the expert.
Neither, I know you are not. You have no idea what you're talking about. No, really, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, so they did this audit meeting and they came up with nothing? Well, it's a good thing I listened to Twitter. There's like 9 people that follow Twitter. No, anyway. Maricopa County has refused to turn over necessary items, including routers, chain of custody documentation, and images of mail-in ballots. What's more, 11,326 voters mysteriously appeared on voter rolls after the election, and 74,000 ballots were reportedly received, but have no records to back them up. But there's nothing to see here. You people have to move on. Get past this. There's nothing going on here. Everything has already been done in Maricopa County. Has it? All right, so let's hear a little bit about some of that here.
So, for example, we have 74,243 mail-in ballots where there is no clear record of them being sent. And just to be clear, here in the state of Arizona, there's EV32s and EV33s. EV32s is supposed to give a record of when a mail-in ballot is sent.
Right, pretty simple, right? We're going to send them out. We'd make a record. How many do we send? We sent out 100, Joe. That's how many we sent. We sent 100.
And an EV33 is supposed to give a record of when the mail-in ballot is received.
Okay, we got some back. How many did we get back? 8 million. 8 million? But we only sent out 100. How was that possible?
And so there should be an equal, there should be more EV32s, more sent out than there are that are received. Specifically with these, we can tie them to a specific individual that was mailed to. And so we have 74,000 where we have them came back from individuals where we don't have a clear indication that they were ever sent out to them.
Yeah, no big deal. It could be just a minor technicality. Just a tiny little thing that we're missing. He does go on to say that, right?
That could be something where documentation wasn't done right. There was a clerical issue. There's
just a clerical issue. That's all.
Not proper things there.
Yeah.
But I think when we've got 74,000, it merits knocking on a door and validating some of this information.
Yeah. It's not 6. It's 74,000. Oh, but it could be a clerical error. You never know. There was a lot of pressure. I mean, COVID. It was a dangerous time. People, dogs and cats getting along all over town. It was an awful time. You don't have any other things with Maricopa County, right? So why don't you hold? No, yes, I do.
Through public record, public statements, that an element of the election system was actually compromised or breached during the course of the November 2020 election. It is a matter of public statement by Maricopa County as well as legal action and law enforcement action surrounding that particular incident.
Yeah, that seems like a problem, right? Not allowed to do it. Not allowed to talk about. No. You got to move on. Come on now. We know who the president is. Donald Trump is not going to become the president in next week. It's not going to happen. We're not going to flip this whole country on its head. Sorry, it's not. Just forget about it. If you focus too much on this, you're going to turn off independent voters, and they are not going to want to come out and vote for you Republicans. They're just going to be so angry that they're going to go out and vote for Democrats. Because really, is that that's how this works? No, I'm serious. That's what people say. How many people have you talked to, even those that are intellectuals, the hoity-toity types, that say, yeah, you got to drop this, man. You just got to stop doing this because you're turning people off by talking about it. Of course, if we don't have trust in our elections and every single election a Democrat says it's rigged, and then they go through a process of telling everybody that it's not fair and it's rigged and who knows what other Ister Obia they'll include with that. Republicans are looking at some of the election issues and really have a legitimate question about why all of this is happening and why people are hiding things and why they're not including routers and chain of custody documentation, images of mail-in ballots, why you're hiding all that. That really leads to questions. They're the problems, right? If we don't have the integrity of our elections, then we don't have a country. Like I talked about yesterday, if we can't all come together and agree at the end of the day, you won and I lost, or vice versa, no matter how you get to that point, then we're in trouble. So there's that. Boy, is there anything good? Is there anything happy to talk about? I'm just, I don't know. We can probably find something.
Mike Opelka's coming up.
Who?
Mike Opelka. That's
right. Mike Opelka's coming up. That's always fun. We're getting ready to launch Jeff Bezos into space. That's fun.
We're going to leave him there.
I don't know if he's going to stay or not, but some will encourage. I'm looking at a lot of the stories that Mike Opelka has this morning that are some of the stories that catch his eye that are usually kind of the fun stories. And each one of them has a little bit of a... Phil Mickelson. Everybody loved him. Not too long ago, right? He won one of the tournaments, the big golf tournaments, didn't he? And now he's like last at the British Open. That's not a happy tune. And isn't Phil Mickelson like, what is he, like 80? Something like that? He's an older guy. I don't know. Here's a story about a guy who was drunk and waded into the ocean to use the facilities that don't exist, but, and he got killed by a shark. Oh, you didn't hear about that one? Did you just?
Yeah, I perked up a little bit.
I know. It's not a fun story though.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. It's awful. He'd been drinking with friends when nature called. They decided to head into the sea to see what was there. The surf was tumultuous and murky, and yeah, and then that's the rest of it is yeah. Hey, happy Friday, 239-479-5592. It's got to get better than this coming up. I promise you it will. It's probably going to get better than this. There's a good chance. I mean, Mike Opelka is, he's always got a good attitude. So we'll see where we go next. I have no idea. It's coming up, Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. You know, investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. There's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Denny Grimes with Keller Williams, Naples. Look, the only thing more expensive than hiring an expert is hiring an amateur. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice. Call Denny Grimes about his guarantees today at 489-HOME. That's 489-HOME, or online it's 489home.com.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection. License number CCC 1326213.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less. And we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples. With over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space, designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
Hey, you got your shades on, Marty?
Shades on? What? For what?
Well, the huge savings at Victory Lane are sensational.
That's cute.
They got new Chevy Silverados with thousands off.
Yeah, look, I can do 1,000 off, too, my friend.
I said thousands, plural with an S, Marty.
I know how to spell, all right?
What can you spell? Fowler and Winkler?
What's Fowler and Winkler got to do with it?
That's where Chevys cost less and people get sensational savings.
Oh, boy.
With no high-pressure sales tactics.
High pressure. Listen, I don't have to take all this from you.
Oh, I see you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Summer's here and the savings are sensational at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP. Or choose 0% for 72 months on select new Chevy models. And you won't get burned with our gold 100% credit approval. Don't miss sensational savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Expire 7/31/21.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Heading out through North Naples right now, we have a vehicle fire causing major backups along Immokalee Road at Collier Boulevard, 951. That's right near that NCH hospital over in that area. Keep an eye out for major delays heading eastbound especially. There's 3 lanes blocked eastbound on Immokalee and 1 northbound lane blocked on Collier Boulevard because of that vehicle fire as crews are working to get it removed. Also have a crash causing roadblock on Daniels Parkway. Looks like westbound is mostly impacted coming off of I-75 and heading toward Palomino Lane. Also seeing some slowdowns if you're heading out toward McGregor Boulevard south of the Cape Coral Bridge. Crash over there just south of College Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, a very happy Friday to you, Southwest Florida. While we're quieter to start out the day, things will begin to change as we head towards the afternoon. Scattered thunderstorms developing as they track from east to west and eventually end up closer to the interstate and closer to our coastal areas by later on today and into early this evening, with temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. Things wind down as we head into tonight with temperatures waking up on your Saturday morning near 75 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Scattered storms return again, though, for the afternoon with highs pushing to near 91 degrees. We'll also keep with another chance for additional scattered thunderstorms with heavy rain and lightning for your Sunday afternoon. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food, service, and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety, from generators to surge protectors. Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
License number CCC 1333045.
Storm safety starts at the top. When the wind and rain come, count on Crown Residential Services to make certain your roof is storm ready. After all, it should never rain inside your house. Crown offers repairs, replacement, free estimates, and the Crown Guard maintenance program, so you can be prepared and stay prepared. Is your roof ready? Not sure? Count on Crown. Call 855-CROWN-55. That's 855-CROWN-55. Make sure your biggest investment is absolutely protected. Call 855-CROWN-55.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. It wouldn't be a Friday if Jake didn't check out about 3 hours ago. It wouldn't be a Friday without Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, bringing joy, mirth, happiness,
merriment, mirth and merriment.
Mirth.
They always go together. They're like the twins of my life. Mirth and merriment to everyone.
My wife the other day, she's into like all these essential oils and stuff, and she said, "Here, you should try this. It's frankincense." I said, "Wow, that really exists." I thought it was just something that you think of the scent. What does frankincense smell like? And then I smelled it, and I can't describe it. I don't know what it's like it goes along with myrrh. It's something else I haven't witnessed or smelled before. I don't know, but anyway, how are you today?
I'm good. Myrrh was always the guy on the Mary Tyler Moore show.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah, he referred to Murray.
Hey, Murray.
Murray.
That is one of those the lost names in history, right? How many? Think about this for a second. It's Friday, everybody. I need this. It's been a day filled with just not very positive news all across the board. So I need this, and that's why I always love having Mike with us. Okay. Murray. What are some of the other names that you just never hear anymore? They've disappeared off the planet that used to be.
Sylvia. You don't hear too many Sylvias anymore, or Bertha, and Bertha for good reason.
Yeah, Bertha. Yeah, maybe it's because the golf club. Maybe when they went to the golf club, it was like, "That's it, I'm out. Big Bertha, I'm done. It's out."
And can we just talk about the dumbest move for marketing. You know, you want to be able to sell to 100% of the market, right?
Yep.
You want everybody to want your product. Men are cool with saying, yeah, I got Big Bertha here. Watch me crush this drive. I don't know a single woman who wants to carry Big Bertha in their golf bag. It was a bad idea. A bad idea. Change it, because you don't want Big Bertha. Hey, I'm Sheila Johnson for Big Bertha. No, no woman wants to be walking around with the patch that they wear on their hats or their shirts, the endorsement patches. Nobody wants Big Bertha as a woman on the golf course. I'm just saying.
I could just see the golf course. Here is Liz Johnson stepping up right now, and she's on the fourth tee. She's pulling out her gigantic Larry, and she's getting ready to hit a shot about 400 yards.
Well, why not call it Big Johnson?
Easy. This easy. It's
I'm
a family.
just saying.
Okay.
You would sell to both men and women.
All right, that's enough of that. See where we've gone here. All right, that's it for today, everybody. Have a good day. Okay.
Your next act is from Cape Coral. Anyway, I know you've been talking about Biden and yesterday and Das Merkel press conference that we had. Did you talk about mechanisms?
No.
I listened to Joe Biden. I have a couple of clips from the Biden thing, and one of them, my spidey senses were tingling after he said this. And he was talking. He was asked about the infrastructure stuff because, they never get the chance to ask him about stuff because Jen Snarky blocks him.
Right.
But this mention, and he used the word mechanisms three times in a brief clip. Here we go.
We have mechanisms to pay for both these mechanisms. And there may be some last minute discussion as to what mechanism is used to pay for each of these items.
So we've got these giant, massive trillion dollar bills that are going to have massive implications on your kid and your child's children going forward in terms of paying it. What do you think mechanism is another word for?
Function. I don't know.
Oh, no. Let's take another quick listen to the beginning of that again.
We have mechanisms to pay for both these mechanisms.
So we have mechanisms to pay for these bills. Gee, what could be a mechanism?
Oh, I know. Oh, wait, I'm raising my hand. Okay, I know what it is.
Yes, Mr. Steele.
Okay,
yes, sir.
It's monopoly money.
Yes.
Is that what it is? I got a lot of that laying around. I've saved my monopoly money believing that it was going to be worth the dollar for the longest time. So how are we doing?
Well, yes, we're now changing the name of income taxes to income mechanisms.
Right.
These are mechanisms. It's all about taking money from people and redistributing it to people they think need it. I went back in history and I looked at how much money the government spent on citizens 100 years ago. 100 years ago, in 1920, we spent $780 a year on each citizen. That's what the government was spending money on.
Right.
If you go forward, and if you were to inflation adjust that would be $10,000, $10,780 to be exact, 10,000 and change. So that seems like a healthy amount of money to spend on citizens going forward. What do you think we spent last year?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even come up with a number.
20,000. Oh. So we have more than doubled inflation, and that's before the COVID bills, the 3 or 4 COVID relief bills, and before these two.
Right.
So it's going to double again. And what we are going to need is, of course,
we have mechanisms to pay for both these mechanisms.
So we have mechanisms.
Yeah.
We're going to get out some mechanisms. This mechanism is like an extending arm that goes into your pocket and takes your money.
You better believe it. And every single one of you. It's not just the uber filthy stinking rich. Just stop doing that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And
now,
okay, go ahead.
Did you talk about Joe babbling and making no sense during that event?
Well, at which there were so many. The money aspect, the mathematics, which one?
There was one point, and I played this for my wife, who may be the smartest person I know.
Is she standing next to you?
No, she's not even in the same building as I am.
Okay.
That's just a reality. Anybody who knows her knows that. The dumbest thing she did was marry me, but she might have been, altered. Who knows? But the Biden moment, the most incomprehensible moment, the biggest word salad of the day happened during the press conference when he said this.
And when we think about the future we want for the world, there's no issue set at all that I believe we find anything other than the certainty that a commitment that between the United States and Germany doesn't benefit whatever the problem and the concern is.
Okay, I double dog dare you to diagram that sentence.
Here's what I'm worried about. Angela Merkel has to listen to the translation of that in her ear. She's like,
"Oh, I should have grabbed, I wish we had a camera on the translator. They're shrugging their shoulders. They're looking at each other like, was willst du? Ja, Krankmeldungen sind verboten. Einige haben dieses Krankmeldungsstück Flugverstücken benutzt." And then Angela goes, "Yeah." It makes no stinking sense.
Yeah. Well,
it's just a word salad. But you had other. I'm sure you talked about yesterday's hypocrisy at the event.
Which portion of it?
The hypocrisy, the portmanteau of hypocritical and ironic shoved together. The Biden hypocrisy on display here.
We need to make sure that the rules of the road governing the use of emerging technologies advance freedom, not authoritarianism and repression.
So would that include social media or like Facebook?
No. That's an arm of the government. Don't you know that? They work hand in hand. There's nothing fascist about that. It's you got it. It's the state. It's communication. It's together, all in one, and just getting it's about a unified message. That's all it is. It's nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
Gee.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if the Surgeon General thinks about social media.
They can identify people who are super spreaders of misinformation and limit the information that they share. Number two, they can take the data that they have that tells us how much misinformation is really spreading, who it's affecting. They can share that publicly and transparently with researchers.
Wow.
It sounds like they've been doing this for a while already, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. They're just going to kind of amp it up a little bit. We're going to take these to 11 now, is what we're going to do. By the way, and one thing that I heard that the president said yesterday on a very serious note is this.
If you have a child under the age of 7 years old, you're going to get in your bank account today, you're going to get a payment of 12 months divided, $3,700 for that child divided by 12 every month.
Now, don't try to dance the idea of doing the mathematics in your head with Joe Biden and trying to figure it out. Just know this. That's universal basic income. That's all it is. It's not going to go away. The child tax credit's not going to go away. It's just another way of doing a check from the government that you're going to get all the time that's never going to leave us. By December, they'll be looking at this and saying, oh, it's got to be permanent. And so does everything else that goes into this $4 trillion worth of spending that we're getting ready to do. Unless, I don't know, does Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema save the day? You don't think they save the day?
Manchin votes with them.
You think so?
He absolutely votes with the Democrats. It's all Bravo Sierra, the whole grinning thing. And you look, he's always got the right hand behind his back because his fingers are crossed.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, watch it. Pelosi said yesterday that this child tax credit needs to be made permanent.
Yeah.
She said it yesterday. Schumer's already on board. And this cradle to grave idea of government support, the candy, and this is their mad dash to save the midterms because they're giving away everything they can to people. The I looked at a real interesting study about the reasons people are turning down jobs.
Yeah.
It's on Zero Hedge today.
Yep.
They list the top 10 reasons people reject jobs. And number 3 was interesting. It said, I make more money from unemployment than I would doing the job. But the number 1 reason, Democrats know this. The number 1 reason is I can't afford because of childcare, because my kids are home. So they saw that, and that became this child care. This is essentially a child care stipend.
Right.
And now once kids turn 18 and parents stop getting that, do you think they're going to be happy about that?
Well, I'll have to do something with that as well, right? And good to know that the 4.1 trillion also includes free pre-K, because everybody knows we got to have that, which is just another way of saying babysitting. Because you got to educate those kids pre-K. No, you don't. But anyway.
No, I'm sorry. You misspoke, little mister.
What'd I say?
You said you've got to educate those kids. You've got to indoctrinate those kids.
Yeah, there's a big difference. Sorry. I got to get my my terms straight. I got to go back to my my.
You take out your Funk and Wagnalls and you read that.
Whatever happened to the good old Funk and Wagnall?
I don't know, because there's always a great radio reference. I'm looking it up here in my Funk and Wagnalls. And the program director, his sphincter tightens. And he's like, what did he say? I said Funk and Wagnalls.
That's all. It's and for Jake is like, what is that? He's shaking his head. You have no idea what that is. There's been a lot of things that we've talked about today. The names that nobody ever hears about anymore. The places that you go to get the definitions of words and different places to go to study and learn from periodicals and books. And you have no idea what he's talking about, do you?
I don't know. Okay. And I did pucker up a little bit. I had my foot, my hand, my.
All right, easy.
See, I know it. Hey, can I give you something light and fluffy?
That's why you're here. What do you think you're here for? You're here to be light and fluffy. No, that's not really true. It's just a portion of what you do. You're just
it's a ruse to get me in here.
How could I be the president of the United States of America?
I know. I ask that every day. No, I was watching. I have not watched the NBA in a couple of years because they're just too woke. And LeBron and China and all that. So I'm not an NBA guy anymore. I don't know if you are.
No.
But the finals are going on right now, apparently.
Yeah, right. One of the biggest games in the sport has been happening.
Yeah, but I'm not watching. It's we'll get to the NFL too. But game 2, 3, and 4 between Milwaukee and the Suns had one of the players leave the court during the game. He just got up and kind of ran off to the locker room and came back. It happened in game 3. It happened in game 4. He wasn't injured. That's usually when you leave or your shoe is messed up or something.
Right.
But he just ran and came back. Have you talked about this?
No.
Okay. This guy was, he's Greek and Nigerian, and that creates a wonderful combination of names. I can only pronounce his first name, Giannis. It's Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
His last name looks like an eye chart. The bottom line on the eye chart. I'm sorry. Nobody can pronounce this name. Watch the sports shows. No one can pronounce Giannis's last name. So he's going to be a single name guy. But the media finally asked him after game 4, hey, dude, where did you go? You left in game 3 and you left in game 4. And he said this.
Went to take a tinkle and came back. Yeah. That's it. That's polite, right? Yeah. Tinkle is polite. Yeah.
I went to take a tinkle and came back. I'm sorry. That's the greatest line of the year, and it's still not getting me back. I'm not watching your damn game.
Yeah.
you woke dogs. And the NFL now saying they're going to play. And I'm using air quotes with my fingers, the Black National Anthem for 4 games.
Yeah.
No, I'm not coming back.
Right.
Do they not read the ratings every week?
They don't care because I guess they believe that people are going to come back anyway. You're just not going to stay away. You have no place else to go, and you're not going to leave us. And I think people started to say, all right, I'm kind of creeping back. I'm kind of coming. And now I don't know. I have no idea I don't know what the numbers were from last year as opposed to years past. if there's been like this uptick, but I don't know. What do you think? You think this is the moment where we'll actually see some numbers going down significantly because of this?
I think if they come out and say, we're not going to enforce the anthem, we're not going to play the anthem on TV, but we're going to play the Black national anthem, which there is no Black national anthem. There is a national anthem, and there's a beautiful song called Lift Every Voice and Sing, but that's not the national anthem.
Right.
And you can call it the Black national anthem if you want, that you do you, but that's as honest as the pregnant man emoji that was released yesterday.
I heard about this.
Did you go? First of all, emojis. If you're using emoji, you have to be under 8 or over 70.
Jake's upset about this. Now Jake is.
He uses emojis.
Oh, he drives me crazy. He'll do a whole sentence filled with emojis, and it's like smile, hot dog, question mark. I don't know what that means, but it's like, I want to go have lunch. Okay, go have lunch.
We have words. You're not an Egyptian using digital hieroglyphics. This is not civilized society. And the only people, honest to God, look at all your communications other than Jake. It is people under 8 and over 70.
Yeah.
Cher only speaks in emojis online because she's too lazy. But now there's a pregnant man emoji and a pregnant person who is a man, but they're not designated. You can tell the pregnant man because he has a mustache. and it comes in every color because stupid knows no color. It's just insane. And I'm not, stop using emojis, people. Use language and use facts.
Yeah. Maybe even actually use the phone for what it's meant for. Maybe actually call somebody, speak to them. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, I get really tired of my friends, my millennial friends who don't answer their phones because they're too busy texting or too busy posting something on the Facebooks.
Yeah.
And Jake, did you discuss the tipping thing with Jake?
I didn't, but I hear the music playing. Can you do it in 30 seconds or less? Like
millennials and Gen Z, you need to tip. You're the worst tippers on the planet. Just saying. That's it.
Jake is offended again.
I always overtip.
Can you do me a favor, Jake? Send him a message back filled with emojis. Just tell him what you think, just in emojis. I'll give you a cell phone.
I hope your toes grow together, Jake.
He'll block me.
All right. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later.
Thank you, brother. Love you.
All right. Love you back. All right. Let's find out if we're going to love the forecast here. The remainder of it with Week News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms developing again this afternoon as they push from east to west and closer to the coast today with a high of 92 degrees. Scattered afternoon storms continue for Saturday and Sunday of the upcoming weekend with highs remaining in the lower 90s. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Had a chance to visit A Locksmith, their showroom in North Naples. And Andrew is the owner. He is a fantastic guy. Get a chance to talk to him. He's a former police officer and an expert on home security. Maybe you have some needs like a safe, a Liberty safe. They are the only Liberty safe dealer in Collier County. And I don't know if you know, but A Locksmith is the oldest locksmith in Collier County and comes with a stellar reputation for professional quality and service. Their staff licensed, bonded, and insured, and available.